Alright, let's talk about generating pressure and getting step outs with an underhook. Amouzad's really good at it, so we're going to take a look at some of his clips. First thing to notice is that when he starts to generate this pressure, right, in order to get a guy to step out, you're going to have to pretty much get them to stand up and get underneath them. All right. So that's why we see as guys get to the edge, they start to lower their level, drop their hand, things like that. Now, as he starts to adjust, this guy again lowers his level, and here we're going to see something important right now. Amouzad's shoulders are even or even above his opponent's, and really the most important one is his right shoulder, the one that we can't see, the one that is on the far side. All right. As he starts to pressure again, we're going to see him start to dip that shoulder underneath right here. So the way he gets his shoulder underneath, you're going to see, obviously, they're both pushing into each other. All right. Amouzad's going to roll his hips underneath and almost up. So he rolls his hips in, starts to generate some force up. This, along with getting shoulder underneath opponent, makes the opponent start to stand up, and then there's nowhere he can really go except for backwards. All right. So right now they kind of have equal force to the same point in position. All right. But once he gets shoulder underneath, we see that the defensive wrestler, the guy on the edge, has become taller, and Amouzad has gotten underneath and changed the point where he's applying pressure, and it's standing the opponent up and then taking him out. Alright, so most important things here is getting underneath the opponent as you apply this pressure on the edge, and he does that by rolling his hips under and changing these kind of forces applied to the same point together to this guy's force starts to move up, and Amouzad starts to get underneath it, and he's able to kind of tip the opponent back. It's really difficult to not give up a step out here. Here again, we're going to see the opponent drop as he gets close to the edge in order to try and stay grounded as they go through the zone. And here we see shoulder position is Amouzad's shoulders are pretty much above the opponent's. But what he's going to do is he notices that his opponent's knee down is on this side, so he has really not much of a post out in this direction. So he's going to whip or twist his opponent that way. So we see step, kind of that throw motion he does. So he's starting to threaten this kind of whip. We can see opponent's backside foot come off the mat, got him pretty off balance. So he has to stick his foot out to the side, which makes his knee rotate up so that he doesn't get whipped over to his back, because giving up 2 is worse than giving up 1. Alright, so he gets the opponent stand up. Now we see opponent's shoulders above Amouzad's, and then it's a quick pressure to get his opponent to step out. Alright, so that's just another little way to pick the opponent up off one of their knees. Sometimes he can follow it up with an attack if he doesn't quite get the opponent to step out. We'll take a look at the shoulder position again and then how he's following it up. So here we see shoulders are kind of even, so they're both pressuring kind of to the same end point. Again, Amouzad's trying to get underneath to lift. Alright, so here we see him stand him up, shoulder under opponent's chest. Now we can start to push his opponent safely and aggressively toward the edge. Alright. Here he drops his underhook hand toward his opponent's leg, and even though he's extended here, it's fine in freestyle because the opponent's going to have a hard time countering on the edge. So if he gets his legs away anymore, it's a step out. So he has to circle and almost even walk back into Amouzad in order to not give up a step out. And in doing so, his legs come close enough that Amouzad can grab them and end up finishing the takedown anyway. Alright, so one more time. Push, shoulder underneath, real close to stepping out. Has to almost bring his feet back towards Amouzad. And is able to follow in on a leg attack. Here we're going to pay a little more attention to his feet and how he's cutting the guy off. Again, same things apply first though. Shoulder under the guy's chest, so it's safe to pressure and so he can stand the guy up and threaten the actual step out. Alright, so real quick, we see they're about even in shoulder position on that far side. We're going to see a quick jam, shoulder dip underneath, even penetration to his knee sometimes. Alright, here the opponent starts to turn sideways, which is an okay option to try and not give up a step out. Alright, so Amouzad ended up going kind of seatbelt position. Guy wrestles back up, shoulder still underneath. He's still got the leverage to threaten step out. Now we see the guy start to circle. Alright, Amouzad just follows his circle with his feet. Now, here we see his hand drop to get underneath the opponent more. As he circles, he tries to run back the opposite direction. And Amouzad follows by driving through the opponent's body and eventually giving up a step out. Alright, let's look at this direction change real quick. So they're circling, cuts back hard the other way, and then tries to go back left. Alright, so red, constant circle left. Quick, tries to cut back the other direction. Amouzad follows it. And again, he's just basically matching his opponent's motion here so that he can continue to stay square and keep the opponent on the edge. And then the opponent tries to circle back right. It's going to be really hard to circle through this underhook, or on the other side to circle through Amouzad's head or his drive across the opponent. Last little clip here. This is what can happen if The opponent really gets his feet stuck in the mat, or you just execute shoulder position and pressure well. So Amouzad punches his hook. Alright. Again, he's got solid shoulder position underneath the opponent's shoulders. Right. As he drives, we see opponent's body starts to go past his feet. He's trying to get his foot back out behind him, but it's just too late. And Amouzad has tipped him backwards with shoulder pressure and drive angle, lifting and driving at the same time. Alright, so once the shoulder gets underneath, alright, it's pretty safe to start pressuring the opponent. Again, he is driving up and in, essentially trying to accomplish this every time, even in the other clips. That's why guys tend to drop on the edge so much. So here he gets good lift, up and through, and the opponent just ends up falling to their back.